The roads look to be busy for Independence Day travel. Joining us with more on what you can expect and how you can be prepared is Public Affairs Specialist Brian Ortner of AAA Nebraska. Brian, what will road travel be like for us getting to the many Independence Day events?
Well, here's your short answer, Paul. Busy, and people should bring their patience. To expand a little bit, a record number of travelers are going to be hitting the road traveling 50 miles or more. Nationally, how the numbers look is over 70 million total travelers going 50 miles or more, with 60 million of those hitting the road. Closer to home, forecasted that over 5 million total travelers will be taken off for this upcoming holiday, with 4.3 million of those getting behind the wheel. And Nebraska is part of what AAA refers to as the West North Central region, and that includes Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, and our other surrounding states.
Brian, when we drive back home, what are some peak times for encountering other travelers?
The dates of the forecast, let's start there, that AAA looks at for travel are June 29th through July 7th. And right now, for the way home, July 7th looks to be the busiest day on the roads. The time frame from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. is the predicted time to see higher levels of traffic on the road. So if you're up for hitting the road early on Sunday, it's advised to get going before 11 a.m. If you think having Sunday as an extra day off to get ready to go back to work on Monday, Saturday drive times are advised to be on the road before 10 a.m. or after 4 p.m. The predicted travel times on Saturday between 10:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m.
Brian, how does AAA think the economy is playing into travel for Independence Day and the upcoming weekend?
Despite concerns about inflation, total travel is increasing on growth in consumer confidence, wages, and continued strength in consumer spending. You look, consumers are expected to increase spending by over 5% compared to a year ago. GDP growth is remaining modest, rising by 2.5% from last year. And then consumer confidence has moved up in May after it's been falling back in January. But related to travel costs are down too. Hotels approximately 2% lower than we were last year at this time, and rental costs as well as hotel costs are going down as well when you look at the numbers compared to last year.
Talking right now with AAA Nebraska's Brian Ortner about how things are looking for your Independence Day travel. Brian, always a big question when traveling. What can we expect for gas prices when hitting the road for Independence Day?
Well, if we look where we were a year ago on gas prices across the state, we are lower as we move into the holiday weekend. Last year, the average cost of regular fuel was $3.35 across the state. If we look today, we're at $3.27, so we are less than we were last year. Markets are moving a little bit than how they were, say, a month or so ago, where cost of crude oil are going up, and that's one thing we have to watch when it comes to the price of fuel, is that main cost of crude oil.
If we plan to fly to a destination, Brian, how busy will the airports be, and what are some of those more popular destinations?
The same advice as being on the road. Bring your patience. The higher numbers at the airport could create delays, especially if you are checking bags. Arrive early to the airport, as waiting to board the plane in the terminal can be a little bit less stressful than waiting in line to check your bag and running behind. And airports are going to be packed throughout the week. We recommend arriving 2 hours early. If you can, reserve your parking ahead of time and travel with carry-on luggage versus check bags, because that's going to save you time and it could save you money.
Brian, when we hit the road for Independence Day travel and travel through the summer, what are some good reminders that we should have on a travel checklist?
Routine maintenance. It can help avoid unexpected issues with your vehicle. Air pressure, fluid check, get your brakes checked, and get your battery checked. I know we're getting some reprieve from the weather, but batteries work hard in this heat. Other road trip tips: check your car seat fit before you hit the road, check your child's weight, ensure you're in the right seat, double check your car seat installation, even if it's already in the car. It's worth checking to make sure everything's safe. Secure loose items in the car. Take time to organize and clean up your car before hitting the road. Be prepared for the unexpected. Pack an emergency kit. Have first aid supplies, water, snacks, blankets, jumper cables. Make sure your phone is fully charged. Keep a portable charger with you. And have your roadside assistance emergency number with you as well, whether you're a AAA member or your other insurance. If your battery dies, you lock yourself out, you need a tow, have that number handy. If you're going somewhere you haven't been before, map your route. Families with young children should plan for frequent and longer stops along the way, so map out your route. And bring entertainment, especially if you're with kids. Make sure to place toys and books within reach to keep your kids entertained.
Always a great program. AAA is also activating the Tow to Go program for the Independence Day holiday. Brian, how does that work?
Tow to Go is a great program. It's a safe ride home program. If your plans for a safe ride home happen to fall through, it's as simple as a phone call for AAA members and non-members. You call 855-286-9246. It's 855-2 Tow to Go. It's available across the state of Nebraska. It's provided from 6 p.m. Wednesday, July 3rd to 6 a.m. Monday, July 8th. Mention it's a free service available to members and non-members. It's a confidential local ride for one person and their vehicle to a safe location within a 10-mile radius. I want to remind folks, this is not something you can schedule. It can't be scheduled in advance. It's designed as a safety net for those who do not plan ahead or those whose plans fall through. Always choose a designated driver before celebrating. And in some situations, we may have to make other arrangements to get you home safe, but we will work with you to get you home safe over this holiday weekend.
Brian, thank you for joining us, and have yourself a happy Independence Day.
Thanks. You do the same, and be safe and enjoy the time.
That's Public Affairs Specialist Brian Ortner of AAA Nebraska, letting us know on what we can expect for travel this Independence Day and into the weekend. To find out more from AAA, you can check their Facebook page by searching AAA. Once again, search on Facebook for AAA. I'm Paul Perkins on the Rural Radio Network.